on. In Black America, this is what the select guys have to understand. Their time is coming to an end. We live in the 21st century. It's brains that matter now. Not muscle, brains. Now, to be sure, and again, I conceded C Boogie's point. There are lots of black women who still go in for dumb jocks. They have the right to go in for dumb jocks, but let's just call it for what it is. They are dumb jocks. And all the smart brothers will be getting with women of other societies. And they will benefit from our talent. That's the truth.
Real quick, Ben D'Souza.
Interesting. You said, what did I say again?
You said it was interesting what I had said, and I'll repeat. I said what the select guys of Black America have to come to grips with is that it's a new day. It's the 21st century. This is where brains matter. And the brothers with brains consistently run into trouble with the sisters because sisters, as a general rule, notable exceptions notwithstanding, don't select for brainy guys. That's their right. Black women have a right to select for dumb jocks, but let's call it for what it is, dumb jocks. And let's also acknowledge and accept that the brainy brothers, the bookish brothers, the intelligent guys, they're going to get gripped up by ladies of other groups. And those ladies of other groups are going to benefit from those guys in the 21st century. At that point, you said interesting. Well, let's look at that. Charles Darwin noted in his on Origin of Species two theories of evolution. One was the theory of natural selection. The other was the theory of sexual selection. Mm-hmm. In his theory of sexual selection, Darwin held that as the female throughout the animal kingdom bore the highest price for mating, they would therefore be the choosiest of the sexes. And therefore, they would be the fundamental driver of mate choice. So if men, and we'll take rams, if two rams are butting heads on a mountain, it's because females prefer the one that wins. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, there will be no need for them to butt heads. Females are the main ones driving all of this. Female mate choice, barring rape. And rape does occur throughout the animal kingdom. Mm-hmm. Forced copulation against the female's will does happen. I mean, it's quite common, as a matter of fact. So, as Dr. Jordan Peterson points out, you can see this with even lobsters. So what I'm saying here is that the fundamental driver of mate choice everywhere is the female. And in Black America, Black women have clearly selected one type of guy over another. Look at the results. I'll mention two names right off the rip you'll instantly recognize. One is Marcus Brownlee. The other is Derek Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a huge Marcus Brownlee fan. Yeah.
Marcus Brownlee became a thing because he was successful. Mm-hmm. Black women were very upset that he didn't share his wealth or what they thought was his wealth.
Wait, this happened? That happened with Marcus Brownlee?
Yes. Yeah.
What?
When the word got out that he was with a white girl, you can look it up online. Black women went berserk.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that. I never knew that.
But before Marcus Brownlee became a thing, Black women weren't interested.
They weren't checking for him.
Exactly. Now let's look at the other side with a Derek Jackson archetype. Pretty straightforward. I've been in the guy's presence. I've seen him in action. It's pretty clear what Black women prefer. And that's fine. But I'm sorry. Yes, I do recognize Jackson's business savvy, but come on. Nobody, including Black women, ever makes it a point to note his erudition. They just don't. Black women don't select for brainy, nerdy, smart guys. They don't. And my thing is, it's okay, but there's a price to be paid for that. And we see what that price is now.
For men,
Black women's taste in men are largely static.
Yeah.
When I say that, by that I mean across ages. So 20.
It's fixed, right? It's fixed.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing for me. I don't know why we keep going round and round with this stuff. You know what I just? I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I do know why. I do know why. If you have, shout out to Sir Francis Galton. Does anyone know who Sir Francis Galton was?
No, I don't.
I do not.
Sir Francis Galton was Charles Darwin's cousin, who came up with the idea of eugenics. And why I mention that is, if we all agree here on the panel, in the broad, notable exceptions notwithstanding, but broadly, Black women don't select for intelligence in their men. If we agree to that, then we also have to agree that intelligence, like height, like good looks, like the ability to put on muscle, those are genetic. Then we also have to agree that intelligence is also genetic.
Right. It is genetic. Isn't it transmitted through the mitochondrial DNA?
That's right. And if that's true, then we also have to admit and agree that if Black women in the main don't select for very intelligent guys and instead select for guys that are essentially dumb jocks, and they reproduce with them and they repeat the cycle and review it over and over and over, don't we get a de facto Black idiocracy? Yeah, I mean, men are not, powerless. So you absolutely, and this is especially true for men of more stature, means, wealth, success. They absolutely get to run the table in terms of the women they would like to get with. So your side, what you're saying, absolutely, definitely does apply here. But the point that I'm getting at is that the reason why we keep going, I would like to propose the dangerous proposition that the reason why we keep having these conversations going round and round and round, even though evidence has settled the matter, is because we're not very smart as a group.
Well, I mean, if it's if they're reproducing,
well, there's no argument
then
you get no argument.
That would be the case, but because
you're dealing with the equivalent of an intellectual third grader. Why do you expect third graders to understand these things?
I don't go that far with the third grade thing, man, but I just
okay. All right, well, how about this? The average Black man reads on a 4th grade reading level. Look it up.
I've been meaning to look that one up. I still have a hard time. That's heartbreaking information to me. That's really heartbreaking information.
Complex design. Am I wrong?
No, and the average 15, 16-year-old Black male read on the level of a third grader.
So why are we having arguments with the functional equivalent of grown as a beard wearing 4th graders?
Fucking man children.
Why? Why are we doing this?